I'm watching The Ascent of Man with Bronowski. Yeah, I want to talk about it in somewhat detail. You know, he's talking about thermodynamics. You know, the idea that the universe runs down, but they came to realize that, well, they came to realize that's kind of like not always true. And I don't know, he's talking a lot of gibberish. He talks a lot of gibberish. I'll give you some examples. I mean, a real awesome example later. But it just really seems to me like it comes down to some asshole's opinion. And it's about what we know. But you can't help thinking about what we don't know. Yeah, maybe everything we've seen so far says you can't have free energy. So what, man? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Cara Santa Maria, she was talking to some astrobiologist. It seemed to me he was talking a lot of bullshit. And she was talking to this psychologist, something, genealogical psychologist, what was it? I forget. It seemed to me I just tuned him out because it seemed to me he was talking a lot of bullshit. Seeing evidence where, it's not really there. But Bronowski, yeah. I mean, maybe everything he's saying is true. But that's only about what we know, what he knows. Yeah, I mean, they're so brainwashed to, think you can't get free energy. It's insane when the whole fucking universe is free energy. I mean, god dang, it's just nuts to talk about how there's no free lunch, no free energy when the whole universe is free energy. I'm going to give you some beautiful examples of how full of shit this Bronowski is later. But what was he just saying about? Well, yeah, that's the bottom line. It just seems like it's just some asshole. The laws of thermodynamics, from what I'm hearing, to me it sounds like, yeah. And they say no machine puts out more energy than it takes in. I'm not sure that's true. I don't trust the way they measure forces or energies, especially when it comes to a generator. I want to do some experiment. I have a really good idea how to test whether a generator does in fact put out more energy than it uses or not. I want to do my own experiments. I don't trust them for shit. Man, he's talking some real bullshit right now. He's talking about how, it seems impossible that all the atoms could come together to form his body, right? To create life in his body, to make him alive, to create his body. It seems impossible that all these atoms would come together just perfectly to create his body, to create him, to make him conscious. But it happens step by step by step, step by step by step. But some of you know, because I talked about it before, this ignores an incredible reality. Right? I mean, who gives a fuck? Even if you say evolution is true, which is ridiculous, Darwinian evolution is a joke, but even if you believe in that bullshit, it explains nothing. It doesn't explain a fucking thing. Well, relative to what it does not explain, evolution, Darwin's evolution ain't worth dog shit. Given what it does not explain, relative to what it does explain, Darwin's evolution is a fucking joke. It's bullshit. Yeah, he talks some bullshit about how, if atoms, complex atoms had to be created, you know, at that stage of complexity, it could never happen. But it goes from hydrogen to helium, up the ladder to more and more complex atoms, and that's how it happens, step by step. And like that's supposed to explain it. But that don't explain shit. It don't explain a motherfucking thing. These motherfucking bullshitters acting like they're explaining something when they ain't explaining shit. I mean, first of all, well, some of you know what I'm talking about because I talked about it before, but I mean, so what? Step by step, up the ladder to more and more complex atoms. That don't explain shit. I mean, unless you explain it absolutely. I mean, yeah, they talk about chance created life. Just chance. Chance. No, it was way more than fucking chance. Chance is not enough. Survival of the fittest, that is not enough. Chance, that's not enough. The laws of physics, that's not enough. You need to explain way more than the laws of physics to explain life. To say it's not magic. You can have all the big fucking words you want. You can have all the motherfucking equations you want. But you ain't explained shit with all your big words, science, and all your fucking equations. They don't explain shit.